locked in to the 18-Wheeling Podcast. 18-Wheeling Podcast. A podcast for truckers by truckers. So sit back, hammer down, and turn the volume up. And remember, it's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.
What's the deal, man? It's the 18-Wheeling Podcast. I'm glad y'all back. Hey, another episode. But guess what? I need y'all to first subscribe to all social media platforms. YouTube is 18-Wheeling. TikTok is 18-Wheeling. Instagram is Mr. 18-Wheeling. We out here, man. We out here. So look, this one I specifically did for my company drivers. But also, if you are a owner-operator, you can use this stuff too. How to make $4,000 a week as a company driver and how to make $40,000 a month as an owner-operator. But y'all know how we do, man. This one is for my outlaws. So if you're not an outlaw, you're not a running gunner, you're not a person that do stuff, on the back end, and y'all know what I'm talking about, you can cut this episode off right now. We in a hard time right now, man. As far as the economy going, I'm doing this for my people. Black, white, red, yellow, Chinese, Guyanese, anybody, man. For real, I'm doing it for people, UFO people, aliens, anybody who having a hard time right now, man. This is an episode for you. This is an episode where you can go out here, you can find you a company in the Big Seven, which is Chicago, California, Texas, Florida, St. Louis, Arizona, New York. You can go out here and you can use this knowledge and you can run that bag up. So if, with further ado, go ahead and listen to me, man. Go ahead and listen to me. We got something for you. First thing I want to do is I want to say, you got you a company, right? When you find you a company, most of the gold and the gems is in these smaller companies. That's why you always hear people say, go to these smaller companies. Go to these smaller companies. They whispering about it. Why? Because smaller companies got one or two things going on, and I'm going to explain it. They got either a glider kit truck that's E-log exempt, where you can use paper logs, and you can run that bag the fuck up. Or they either got something else where you can manipulate your log by using a trucking app that's created by, a specific group of people, whether it's the Russians, the Africans. They have people that have apps that's already created where they can manipulate them. See, when you a smaller company, I'm sorry, y'all, I had to burp. But when you a smaller company, you can, you kind of got your leeway if you know what the fuck you doing. If you a smaller company, you don't have those E-logs that's ran by Qualcomm. We all know that Qualcomm is the satellite tracking device that tells every move that you make. So you will see these trucks with these big ass boxes in the middle of them. It just look fucking like a TV, like an old school TV. And they have a box in the middle of the semi and it's hooked up to Qualcomm. So all the moves that you make, man, it's being recorded. So small companies are not regulated to have that specific box. So they have, they might have like a tablet or something like that. And on those tablets, in the Big Seven, these states that we're talking about with these smaller companies with, a nice size fleet, they have apps that can be manipulated. So we're going to go into this first one, man. So let's go into the apps that can be manipulated. You'll hear the paper in the background, man. I wrote like 3 pages and I'm reading off of them because I didn't want to miss nothing, for real. So look, the first company, I can't do that, but the companies, the smaller companies that have these apps that can be manipulated. Let's say you'll do your regular 70 hours, and then you can add another driver. What they do is add another driver ID that's with the company, but he's not active at the time. So he might be on a vacation. He might be chilling on a 34-hour reset. Mind you, if everybody is doing this, they own things, say you out for 10 days and you off for 20, or you on for 15 and you off for 15, mind you running the bag up. So he not active, but they use his ID and say you run out of your 70 hours of your 70 cycle hours, right? Boom. What they do is when your hours is up, they put him in a seat and you drive under his name. So for 34 hours, you driving under his name, and then it switches back to your profile once them 34 hours is up. So not only are you getting the extra miles, you getting a new fresh clock to run another 70. So what that mean? Right. You get more money. Everybody get more money. So say you get pulled into the weigh station, right? Boom, they pull you into the weigh station. You already done drop old buddy off, right? They ask you, they look at your log, they say, all right, where is the driver at? What you gonna do? You tell them where you started that new cycle at, that's where you dropped his ass off at. Or I dropped him off in Detroit. Oh, okay. Or I dropped him off in Chicago. Or I dropped him off in Fort Lauderdale. Or I dropped him off in the Bronx. Oh, okay. Because that's where you picked up. You get what I'm saying? That's where you picked up your new clock at. So they can't tell you that. The DOT can't tell, unless you tell on yourself. They cannot tell you where you drop somebody off at. And if you tell on yourself, you a damn fool because you messing up your money. So that's the last thing you want to do, is mess up your money, man. And this is where all the miles and the pay is coming from. So look, you talk to a smaller company, and don't look, y'all. I made this episode, so don't be in my inbox asking me for recommendations to companies. I'm gonna act like I don't know what the hell you talking about. But you got this episode, so I'm pretty sure you see people that's not showing their companies and they running that bag the fuck up. So listen, if you do take a job like this with a smaller company, they're gonna ask you to do some shit that you're not used to doing. And if you're not a workhorse, like you don't work, you don't have a strong work ethic, you don't have that much experience, do not go out there and take this job for the money. The money is the extra. But don't take this job for the money if you're not gonna be there on time. You're not gonna want to get up early in the morning. You're not gonna sacrifice some of your sleep. Instead of getting 8 hours, man, it's gonna be some nights where you're gonna get 4 hours of sleep. It's gonna be some nights where you only get 2 hours of sleep. And you just go to the drop off, go to the pickup, and you get your ass there on time. You get loaded, you get unloaded, then you take your 6 hours of sleep, you run it back up. People do this shit all the time. They've been doing it for a long time. You can hear the passion in my voice. They've been doing it for a long time. So if you don't have that work ethic, don't go out there and try to make you that money. Don't try to make no $4,000 if you're not $4,000 worker. It's not gonna happen. So what these smaller companies expect you to do is 900 miles per day. That equal up to 12, 13 hours, sometimes 14 hours, depending on what part of the country you in, per day. So you do that 7 times a day, you got 6,300 miles. Say you getting 65 cents, That's $4,095 a paycheck. And guess what? They pay $10.99 because they know you're going to get all that cash right on you. But one thing that the next thing you want to do is learn how to pay taxes on that money that you're getting, because all that money ain't yours. And you want to claim something on, you want to claim that on your taxes, man, so you don't get, tax evasion, I'm sorry. So you making $4,000 a week, and as an owner operator, if you use this, it's some companies, man, that you can cut into and ask them, what apps are you using? And they might charge you $150 a week, but guess what you're going to make a week? You're going to make every bit of $10,000 a week. I promise you that. Because you could book them loads. Boop, 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 boop. They're going to connect. You're going to book them. You'll be able to run however you want to run, as long as it's safe. As long as you get to that bag, you good. I'm telling you. I know for sure, man. I know for sure. I've been in this game a long time. It's going on 6 years now, and I've seen some things. So I've seen people build a fucking empire, man, off of doing this. In my opinion, though, I really don't feel like we should be micromanaged by the government like that, because it puts a cap, it puts a ceiling there, a glass ceiling that nobody really can see unless you know what you're doing. So that's just what it is, man. I love this trucking so much, man. You can see it coming out of my eyes sometimes, and you can hear it in my voice. Y'all don't see me, but y'all can hear it coming out of my voice. Like, oh, he really love this shit. I do. The money is cool. Always and I'm gonna give you a backstory. As when I was a knucklehead, you can hear me stuttering too. When I was a knucklehead, man, I used to hustle from state to state. And I was putting my life on the line, doing a lot of shit. And thank God that I never really, got caught on no bullshit going out of town or coming back in town, leaving from Detroit, coming down to Arizona, California, doing those type of things. But now I get paid legit to go from Detroit to Arizona. I'm cool. I'm good. I ain't, I'm driving with no care in the world, and I'm making money. So to all my people that's listening, if you in that situation where you're trying to make that transition, man, just cut that shit cold turkey and use your money. If you ain't got, and another thing, if you ain't got enough money where you could pay for your own CDL out your pocket, you hustling backwards. You can't make $5,000. You need to do something else any goddamn way, for real. But make the transition, man, and use trucking as a stepping stone, man, for real, to get out your situation. That's why I be so passionate on these TikToks and these YouTubes. Like, bro, get your ass, stop. Just stop. Shit, you ain't doing nothing anyway. You looking over your shoulder every 30 seconds. Jump in the truck, and you ain't got to do that. I swear, these nights, they sleep real good. They sleep real good in a king-size mattress. They sleep real good, man, for real. So that's what I want to tell y'all. This is part 1. Part 2, I'm going to talk about the glider kit. What trucks can do what and how they do what they do. So this 18 wheeling, man. And this another one, man. I want to see y'all, represent me well, man, as I represent the trucking community, man. This is a station for us, by us. So I love y'all, man. And go ahead and listen to part 2.